Wow. Right now on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs, French food with a local accent.
And it's going to be absolutely delicious.
We'll share the secrets to a French-style salmon that will have you saying ooh la la with every bite.
Salmon looks perfect. Plus, a French dish as iconic as the Eiffel Tower.
It looks delicious.
See how to make your own escargot at home. All that and more right now on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. Hello, everyone. I'm Tim Laird, along with Kevin Harned, right here in our Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs Kitchen Theater.
And Tim, it is a great day to be here because we're cooking up a true taste of France with one of Louisville's best chefs. Alex Dulaney is the head chef at Chasse on Paristown Road in Louisville, and he has French cooking in his blood.
He also has a lot of good secrets to share to making your own authentic French food at home.
So it's time to get cooking. What do you say? Help me welcome to the stage, Chef Alexander Dulaney.
Hello, Chef.
How are you, sir?
Good, buddy.
It's good to see you, sir.
Good to see you again.
Cheers, cheers.
Welcome.
So we're going to be cooking salmon CHINOISERIE today, which is just a great, simple dish, real easy, but it's basically a real spicy mustard glaze with a little bit of Asian influence, but obviously it's French in technique. So,
all right. And CHINOISERIE means?
To porcelain, to glaze.
Okay, to glaze. See? You learn the secrets.
And to speak French a little bit.
Just a
I'll tell
little
you
bit.
what.
We'll try that, right? All right, well, let's just jump in, and then as we go along, we want to hear a little more about you, a little more about La Chasse, but why don't we just jump into the food? Let's start with that.
All right, well, let's start making the glaze. It's pretty easy. So what we're going to do is we have 1 cup of honey, and I like to start with that in the bottom of my mixing bowl. And then we're going to add a tablespoon of soy sauce to it. That's going to add our salt to it. So we got sweet and salty already, ready to go. And then we're going into our acid here, which is a rice wine vinegar. Now, we're going to take all this mustard and we're going to mix it in. This is 2 cups of mustard. Now, this is dry mustard, so it's a lot of pack. Yeah, so it's going to almost have like a wasabi bite to it at this much in there.
Wow. That'll open up the senses.
Absolutely. We like our salmon a little spicy, you know?
And that's a good workout there, too. I'll tell you
Absolutely.
what. Good.
So, but you got to remember, once that honey gets in the oven, it's going to want to melt out and move a little bit.
Crust.
Exactly.
Yeah, make a nice paste to put on. And
our salmon is an Ora King, which is coming from New Zealand. It's a single origin. It's basically a Chinook salmon raised really well, and they track it from egg to slaughter, and it's only fed organic feed. So you're going to see these nice fat striations in there, which really shows a good piece of salmon. And you're going to see it's going to give out just a little bit of fat. So we're going to take it, and we're always going to tilt our pan one direction, so when we put our salmon in there, we're not going to splash our salmon back at us. So that's a good thing to remember. Now you got that nice little sizzle going on. We're going to turn our heat up. I love this salmon up and down. It's got great flavor. You can serve this salmon even raw because it's been tracked so well, you know, and it's coming to you so fresh.
it looks delicious.
Yeah, you can hear that sound starting to happen.
I love that sizzle.
And it won't take long to cook that. And
No, sir.
sort of.
No, we
Searing
want to
it on the sides.
Yeah, you want to get a good solid brown sear on it. You'll know, just I'd say cook it about 50% to 70%, and you'll see the color, the opaque, start to come around the salmon. Then you know it's ready to go. While we're doing that, though, we're going to start cooking a little bit of spinach over here. So I'm going to add a little bit of oil, and we have this lovely flat leaf spinach. The good thing to remember with spinach is the more you throw in the pan, the better it's going to be, because that stuff just cooks off super fast.
Yeah,
And it
like
just
that'll
shrinks.
make like a serving. It just wilts down so far.
Absolutely. Always season well. And you want to move the salmon around in the pan just in case you get hot spots in your pan, because sometimes these pans aren't built correctly or made correctly, and you'll get little thin spots of metal in there and you'll get an uneven sear. But I'm pretty sure we're A-okay. Now we're going to take it, and again, we're going to tilt that pan, get the oil away, and we're going to see what our sear looks like. It's almost there.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's very, very close. So again, we're going to put it back down the pan very gently so we don't get any backsplash.
Is anybody hungry? Yeah? You're going to get a chance to take a taste.
That spinach just starts to wilt. Now, we also make this wonderful product in the restaurant. This is tomato jam, just fresh basil, fresh tomatoes from my garden. and it's really going to add a lot of flavor to that spinach. It's got a little bit of onions and spice to it.
From your garden?
Yes. Oh, yeah. I have a wonderful garden. I bought a house on Aircoaway Park a couple years ago, and I have just been gardening. I've got a big 12-foot by 8-foot greenhouse, and we probably run about 24 different beds. So most of the tomatoes, most of the peppers, kale, squashes, any of that, that's coming from my backyard.
Nice.
That's a great secret to know. I mean, talk about farm fresh.
Yeah, and you know, we're only doing the true Roost Stout organic method, so we build our layers of compost in my backyard. I use my father. My father is retired, and yeah, put him to work.
Good job for you, Dad.
Yeah, come on, help me out. And he's just the best farmer. So you build the layers of compost, and as you build, it creates more flavor, and you'll notice the produce is just so good. I mean, it'll blow your socks off every time. All right, now that salmon looks about ready.
Oh, yeah. There, look at that.
Color is ready to go. So now, if we had a lovely oven, we would be popping it in the oven right now to finish it. And you would finish it probably for about 4 minutes. You're going to take a good, healthy dose of that glaze. You just put it on top. You don't even need to spread it around very much, because once it gets in the oven, it's going to start spreading out. Yeah, that honey is just going to move. And say you make this glaze the day ahead of time, you're going to want to add a little water, because it's going to keep absorbing the moisture to it, and it'll become thicker, or you can just warm it up on the stove.
Oh, good idea.
So for the sake of TV, that would go in the oven how long?
I would say about 4 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
So
Not long.
Not long at all. I mean,
that's basically to set the glaze and get that going then.
Yes, absolutely.
Because you're pretty well cooked. That salmon looks perfect.
Oh, absolutely. That's the color you're looking for. You know, and that's the thing I think about Chasse is it's not really about very overcomplicated dishes. You're not going to see me putting 10 ingredients on a plate. We're just going to be focusing on what's good and what's in season at that time. We don't want to, you know, mystify you with 20 things. We want you to taste that tomato. We want you to taste that piece of salmon because it was done right from the get-go. But you can see that spinach is starting to break down.
Yes, beautiful too.
Now, another thing I've always learned with spinach, tilt it up so your juices flow away so you don't get any mess on your plate.
All right, should we plate it up?
Beautiful. Absolutely, guys. Thank you, guys. Man, you guys can get to work in my kitchen.
It's the least we can do.
That smells so good.
Yeah.
That tomato jam is just...
Oh, packed full of flavor.
Oh, wow.
It is ridiculously good. Now, through the magic of TV, right?
Yes.
Bam. And there's that salmon right there, grabbing glaze. And then just for a simple finish, just to help play up that lovely tomatoes, we just hit it with a little basil oil, and we call that a day. That is the simplest,
That
quickest.
is beautiful, Chef. I'm telling you what.
There it is.
Wow.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Awesome.
And you know, you can complicate it up a little bit and throw a little bit of herbs on there and make it even more so.
There it is. Nicely done.
Yeah.
Very good.
Cheers,
Can't
guys.
wait. Cheers. Can't wait to take a taste of that. Amazing.
Amazing.
I am looking forward to diving in. But we're not finished sharing the secrets. We're just getting started here.
Absolutely.
Up next, you're sharing the secrets too?
It's going to be escargot, snails.
Snails, everybody.
Don't turn your nose up. It's a good thing when you learn the secrets. We'll do that with Chef Alexander Dulaney from Chasse when we come back on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs.
Wow. Welcome back to Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. I'm Tim Laird with Kevin Harned.
And we've been cooking today with Chef Alexander Dulaney from Chasse. What a fantastic show we have underway. We've already learned the secrets to his salmon, CHINOISERIE, and coming up, he's going to show the secrets to a staple of French cooking, escargot. And you don't want to miss that. But up first, and now we have bar manager and an unbelievable mixologist, Isaac Fox, with us. Isaac, great to see you.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me today.
Oh, good to have you here, Isaac. I'll tell you what, I'm a super fan of you. I mean, your cocktails are unbelievable. And I think we have a fun one here today.
We do indeed. Yeah, we're going to be doing a variation on a classic cocktail called a pisco sour. The pisco sour is a traditional Peruvian drink made with pisco. This is Peruvian brandy right here, made from Tarantas, a lovely aromatic grape varietal that grows well in the region. The classic sour is just pisco, fresh citrus, simple syrup, but shaken with egg white, which gives this lovely kind of meringue or soft texture. And so at La Chasse, what we do is we do a seasonal change. We do a little bit of different flavors every season, and we've named the drink after a couple of our regulars who love pisco sours. So we call it the Reynolds Sour. Today we're going to be adding apricot and subtle hints of rosemary to the drink.
Wow. You'll take a simple drink like this and actually make it special. You'll add those other ingredients, layers of flavor and other things. So what did we just put in there?
So that was the actual pisco, Peruvian brandy. We're going to put a little bit of fresh lime juice in. I'm doing 3/4 of an ounce. I've got a great French apricot liqueur here from south of France called Jaffard. We're also going to do 3/4 of an ounce there. And just a little dash of simple syrup. We don't want it to be too sweet, but egg whites can be a little chalky if you don't have a little bit of added sugar in the drink. And so there's a kind of an idea among bartenders that you use raw egg whites. The alcohol would kill any bacteria. It kills a lot of it, but it's not 100%, so I always just go buy these pasteurized. You can get them almost any grocery store. So easy and safe to do at home. So we're going to do 2 different kinds of shakes in this cocktail. We're going to do a standard shake with ice first.
And that's a good shake. Let me tell you what. How about that?
And then we're going to follow that up with what we call a dry shake. Now that's kind of a misnomer because we're using liquid ingredients, but what a dry shake simply means is that you're not using ice when we shake it this time.
And that'll get that foamy texture that you're looking for in that egg white, right?
Exactly right. Some bar books used to say to do this first, but the problem is the ice actually breaks apart the meringue of the egg white.
Oh.
So about 6 years ago, I went over to doing it second, and I found that the foam's a lot better.
That's interesting because I've done the dry shake first, then add the ice, shake it again, and then pour it. But this
Try
is
doing
even better.
It second.
Oh.
So what I just threw in there is a spring from one of these Hawthorne strainers, and that's going to act like a mini egg beater. It's going to really help kind of meringue that up a little bit. And this is where you get your exercise when you're bartending, because you want to shake this for about 20 or 30 seconds.
Wow. Again, you're getting all those ingredients mixed up and getting that froth on that egg white. Wow.
You spend a lot of time behind the bar, Tim, but I'm not sure you're shaking enough.
No, I don't think I am shaking enough. I need one of those paint mixers, you know, where you just put it in. Wouldn't that be nice?
Wow, look at that froth. That's beautiful.
That is gorgeous.
Now, the classic Pisco Sour always has a few drops of Angostura bitters on top. This looks pretty, but also smells good. It's going to taste good.
It's like the chef's secret ingredient is that bitters that goes in there.
It's like the spice rack.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to take some rosemary and just kind of stir that around so it looks nice. Get a really pretty garnish there.
Beautiful.
Bruise the rosemary for aroma. We all know that flavor is 90% aroma. That's going to go great with that apricot that's in there. And I think that's our finished product.
And you know what? You made one for Kevin and I earlier, so I can't wait. I was frothing at the mouth, waiting for the froth.
Nice one.
No. Yeah. Well, anyway, cheers to you, Isaac.
Cheers, guys.
I'll tell you
Great
what.
to have.
Cheers.
Cheers, Kevin. This is wonderful. And I'll tell you what, go down and see Isaac. It's a beautiful bar. I love sitting at the bar, watching the handcrafted cocktails. So cheers, Isaac.
Cheers.
Wonderful.
Very nice. Thank you. We appreciate you being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Good to see
Always
you. Very
a pleasure.
nice.
Thanks, Tim.
We're still underway with Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. Back up next, Alexander Dulaney with those secrets to the escargot. You're watching Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs. We'll be right back.
This is killer.
Hi, everybody. Kevin Harned back with you right here at Paristown, a place where we have our kitchen studio and where we are cooking with Alexander Dulaney. Let me tell you, there's always something happening here inside and out, from food and drink at the cafe, the flea markets in the springtime, and even ice skating in the winter. It's also home, as I mentioned, to our Secrets of Bluegrass Chef's Kitchen Theater. And today, we're cooking French style. You've already seen earlier in the show that beautiful salmon. That was amazing. Now it's time for that escargot.
Yeah, I can't wait.
And with all good French food, we're going to start with the snails, and then we're going to move on to the wine, because you just can't cook without wine, right? I mean, at least that's what I've learned in the kitchen.
Tim never cooks without it in his hand.
No. In the dish, in for me. In the dish, in for me.
Well, you know, and the next thing we're going to do, you can't have good French cooking, is with a lot of garlic. We're going to add a ton of it here.
That is a ton of it.
Wow. As we get that cooking and rolling, you want to leave it on the stove for about 20 minutes. You want to use a drier red wine, preferably like a Burgundy if you can. That's going to really make the good flavor on it. So set it, forget it, right? Okay. All right, so now while we got time, we're going to start our butter. And again, French food without butter, how is that even possible? You can't even have French food without butter, eggs, cream. I mean, this is the good stuff. So we're going to go ahead and add 1 cup of garlic to our 1 pound of softened butter. I really do suggest you leave your butter out for maybe 4 hours on the counter before you do it and dice it. We're going to use a paddle attachment because we're not looking to incorporate air into our butter. We want to keep it nice and smooth. All right, now, the real awesome trick to good escargot butter is pastis. Pastis, it was a replacement for absinthe, and it has this great licorice flavor to it. Lots of fennel and tarragon kind of stuff going on in there. So we're going to go ahead and we're adding a 1.5 tablespoons of salt. We're adding a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper because, well, we like black pepper. Now, chives. This is going to give us a little bit of that background onion flavor. We're going to look, and it's going to take a little bit of the gaminess out of that escargot. Then we're going to take a lot of thyme. The best herb, I think, personally. It's about 1/8 cup of thyme in there. And then we're going to add some lovely basil in there. I love basil. A little bit of lemon juice. And again, we're always going to be adding lemon to items that are coming from our garden or from the woods. It's going to help pull that gamey flavor. We're just going to turn it on as slow as we can. Unfortunately, my little mixer likes to jump into it. Well, that's kind of like I am in the mornings, get right into the mix of it. So while that's mixing and we're keeping an eye on it, I'm going to go ahead and set up our escargot dish. And you're just going to take 6 snails.
And again, that's been in that red wine reduction, reduced. So here's that incorporated butter that has tons of flavor in it.
Absolutely. And it's so awesome.
So you're going to pop that in the oven for how long?
About 5 minutes.
5 minutes is all. Melt the butter.
And then this is what you're going to get.
Look at that. And that's why you want to have a baguette.
Yeah.
You want to soak all that up.
Wow.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I tell you, this is the best part of it, you know, when you're finishing up a good meal.
Wow.
See, this is my first time having escargot.
Unbelievable.
Very good. Wow. What a treat. We appreciate you being here today. For folks that are looking for La Chasse, tell them how to find it.
We're at 1359 Bardstown Road. We're right across from Tyler Parkway. It's a great little tiny place, very intimate. We only seat about 50 people. So
now that you learned the secrets, you can make some of this at home if you wish. We want to thank you all for being here today. We want to thank the folks at home for watching, to all of our sponsors. And if you want to be in the studio audience, it's easy to do. You can find information on that at mintjuliptours.com. For Tim Laird, I'm Kevin Harned. We'll see you next time on Secrets of Bluegrass Chefs.